Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Monday, October the 20th, 2025. Wow, year is rounding out, y'all. It's almost over. But look, this Saturday at 5 p.m. Pacific time, which is probably still gonna be 6 p.m. Mountain time, which is 7 p.m. Central time, 8 p.m. Eastern time, we're gonna be live on YouTube again. We've got some good, fantastic stuff to talk about on General Hospital that's happened in this last month, just nonstop action. What's happening to my camera here, y'all? Looks like I fell off of my chair and I didn't. Now look, it's way too high, but anyway, that's better than what it was. So let's get together and we're gonna talk about our favorite little gray peeking out of here. Talk, talking about our favorite soap, General Hospital. So I look forward to seeing you there. Mark it on your calendars. Now, I've got some congrats to General Hospital. It won like 5 Emmys. Really good, like best soap opera on. It got it right. Best writing. Not for all the stories, but best writing. And based upon the others that I'm watching, it is the best. I do like Beyond the Gates, but it's General Hospital is still just the thing. That's the ticket, right? So anyway, congratulations to Nancy Lee Graham, plays Alexis, and Jonathan Jackson. Now, we all know he plays Lucky. I'm not throwing any shade his way. He won it for supporting actor. And I'm still trying to figure out what he did, y'all, that was Emmy worthy. Can anybody in Comment Corner, aside from that man can cry at the drop of a hat, you know, aside from cry, what did he do that deserved Best Supporting Actor? Tell you, but I tell you who, poor thing's probably so disappointed he didn't get a nominee was that Cameron Matheson. I could have seen Willow's actress, and I forget her name, getting a little supporting actress nominee. But see, she's not even supporting, she's on contract. So no, she couldn't have taken the lead outstanding actress from Nancy. But that breakdown in the courtroom, y'all, the not this one that happened today. We'll get to that. But the one where she lost custody of her kids, that one there was to me award nominee material. But we all know why Nancy Graham got that award. She touched all our hearts with the death of Sam. That whole storyline, that whole thing, the emotion. I was in tears for days. Seriously. Especially when Sam was already dead and Alexis got in the bed with her and was hugging her because she goes, you know what, you're cold. You're cold. Let me warm you up a little bit. Oh, that broke my heart. Even still thinking about it. So, congratulations, kudos. She deserved it 100%. So, I'm happy about that. But we got another great courtroom scene. Willow need to stay out the courts, right? She needs to be afraid to even go to her hearing in January because nothing goes her little conniving schemish ways, you know? Now I have a video clip But I had to really, to me, just get the best 3 minutes of it because it was way more. There was like 6 minutes of really good stuff, y'all. Some good stuff, but I can only do under three. So this is what we got. What I'm getting ready to do, I'm getting ready to share my screen so we can see this wonderful video. All right, so I'm sharing the screen, making sure I'm sharing the right thing. Here we go.
First up on the docket is the People versus Willow Tate.
I thought Nina and I were being charged together.
Yeah, I was under that impression myself.
Ms. Tate, on the charges of conspiracy to commit murder and attempted murder, how do you plead?
Not guilty, Your Honor.
Then let's move on to the matter of bail.
The people request that bail be denied, Your Honor. The defendant has a history of erratic behavior, and her mother has ample means should she decide to flee.
Oh, no. Forgive me, Your Honor, if it please the court, that is patently absurd. My client has strong ties to this community. Not only is Willow a respected nurse, she has two children right here in Port Charles. You add that to the fact there's no criminal history, my client is not going anywhere.
We're likely talking about premeditated murder,
Yes,
Your Honor.
yes, we are. Premeditated murder, and the victim is sitting right here in support of our alleged shooter. Come on, seriously, Your Honor, Willow Tate is no threat to anyone.
Sorry, counselor, but I agree with the people. The defendant is a flight risk. Bail is denied.
You gotta do something. You gotta get Willow out on bail. You were here. You heard the judge. I'm afraid my hands are tied. And I'm sorry, but I have to leave.
Bentonville, I can't.
Willow, listen.
You're leaving?
No, listen to me, okay? I suggest you look for a lawyer who can represent you at trial.
No,
okay?
no, you have to stay on. You saw what they just did to me.
I can't. Not when I'm already representing the congressman. Besides, you need an actual criminal defense attorney. And a damn good one at that.
Conspiracy to commit murder, how do you plead?
Excuse me, Your Honor, we are amending the charge.
Two?
Instead of conspiracy, we are now charging the defendant with making a false statement.
Ms. Reeves, how do you plead?
Guilty, Your Honor.
What is she doing?
My client has signed a plea deal with the DA's office, which we are now ready to present to the court.
ADA Lansing Davis?
In exchange for Ms. Reeves' guilty plea, we have agreed to a sentence of probation for 1 year and a $10,000 fine.
Oh my God. She's recanting her alibi. She's helping the DA prosecute me to save herself.
Nina, you bitch! How could you do this to your own daughter?
Did you hear Drew burst out and call Nina the witch would it be? They weren't planning on that. But what was so interesting to me, remember when Willow was in the PCPD, she said, I'm going to tell them that I was not with my mother. She lied. And Drew was like, yeah, but that, or was it Martin that she was talking to? Like, then you have no alibi. Were you with your mother? I think it was Drew. Because Martin would have known, wait, we're going to try to fly on a flimsy alibi that can blow up in our face, you know? So she was like, it was her idea. Who was she talking? Yeah, it was Drew. Because she says, I thought I was giving my mother an alibi. I thought I was giving Nina an alibi. Mm-hmm. Sure. Come on now. So now she was completely shocked that Molly says, oh, no, we're asking for no bail. Martin was so, the rug was pulled up under him. 100%. He didn't know what to do. Everybody, he did not know what to do. And then when she goes, no, you're going to Pentonville tonight. we're not talking about being held in the jail cell at the PCPD. They're putting her on a bus to Pentonville. Yes. But see, she just knew she and Nina were going to be tried together. So if they go to Pentonville, they going to Pentonville together. The whole time she could talk about her mother, talk bad to her mother, just do the whole thing, right? And Drew was like talking to Willow. Could you believe that judge? I can't believe that judge made that call. No bail. Hmm. The only thing that didn't come out of their mouth is Michael must have paid the Michael probably bribed this judge. That's the only thing that did not come out of their mouth because they didn't have time to. But Willow did her same thing. The judge did her gravel. No, 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 this isn't right. No. Nina made me lie. She forced me into saying that. No, she's the one. No. And the judge just kept right on walking to her chambers, right? And the bailiff was like, no, come on, you got to get, come on. Mm-mm. And Nina says, Willow, Willow. She goes, you did this. You, you. She goes, no, I did it to help you. I'm in this because of you. Now, Willow would have been arrested anyway. Nina bought her some time by giving her the false alibi, right? And no, it wasn't because of Nina. Willow. So she goes, I'll explain why. No, you won't. You're nothing to me. You're nothing. This is, oh, there we go. Same old thing. That's what, had they been going to Pittenville together, that's what Nina would have, I mean, Willow would have been singing, and you ain't nothing to me. You this, you that. Well, now she got only herself to say this to. So she goes, Drew, 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 you got to get me out of this. Drew, you got, no, I will. Nina, I will, Willow. I will. And she goes, you promise? Yes, I promise. Uh-huh. All your connections, all of your, just everything you got going on, and your woman got sent to Pentonville, sentenced to Pentonville till the trial is going to start. Now, let's hope they don't drag their feet on that trial. Who knows? So anyway, that was just really, really good to me. But you want to know what pissed me off, everybody? Dante. Remember what he did? Put this is brother to brother. So Michael looked at him and Michael said, this is not the time to be having this kind of conversation with a bunch of people in the house. Because remember, the tea party was going on. And so the next thing they show is they're going outside on the patio and they're talking. And Dante says, you know, Michael, you have changed since you've gotten back from Germany. Before, you let Willow take the kids. And you showed her grace. And Michael says, and a whole lot of things has happened since then. He goes, where's your compassion for her now? He's like, there is none. Willow has not made one decision in the best interest of our children, not one. And she goes, Dante says, Michael, Willow is a good mother and she does have the kids' best interest at heart. And he goes, no, she does not. No, she does not have their best interest at heart. And he says, she proved it. He goes, you sat there. You're telling me I'm not the same as when I went to Germany? He goes, Willow is not the same. You're saying you know her. Look at what she's done, Dante. She moved the kids in with my uncle, Drew. She's made horrible decisions for my children. And he goes, and you sat there and watched her. He goes, you did nothing. That's what he told Dante. And Dante, he could care less. right? And so Dante says, Michael, look, I have to say, you have the most motive. You have a history of violence. And, you are ruthless when it comes to business. He says, and a lot of other things. He says, so did you frame Willow? That was Edward's gun that was found conveniently. And Michael looked at him and said, you don't know me at all if you think I would frame Willow. You don't know me at all. And he says, and another thing. No, Dante says, because if you did, man, you've got to make this right. You have to go tell the truth and you have to turn yourself in. And Michael said, Dante, that's the exact same advice you told me when I was 17 years old. You told me that I had to go turn myself in and make it right. I was a minor and I'd be charged as a minor. So I did what you advised me to do, and I got sentenced as an adult and sent to Pentonville. And Dante says, and I regret that happened. That shouldn't have. Oh. How easily you brush that aside, Dante. But I'm just saying, Michael, in this case, he goes, Dante, why would I ever take advice from you? And I said, tell him, Michael, tell him. So they go back into the kitchen. Dante has the nerve to steal, because Michael's like, this conversation's over. If you think the worst of me, then you think the worst of me. I don't understand how you could want to be in the same room with me. But Michael's like, but I'm prepared. Shh, you do you, right? So he walks in the house and Dante says, I'm just saying, Michael, just anybody seeing, I see, you know. And he goes, you don't know what you see, Dante. And Dante picks his badge back up off the counter and puts it on. He goes, I'm seeing somebody who could have been out for revenge and who would have wanted Drew Kane dead. And Michael says, look, would I do anything to protect my kids? Would I kill to protect my kids? He said, yeah. And you know what, Dante? You would do the same. He says, I would not frame anyone, least of all Willow. Now, mind you, Lulu and Felicia, not Felicia, Lulu and Lucy were coming in the kitchen to get some water for Ronnie. Tracy spiked her tea, Tracy style, right, to get her unknowingly drunk. So anyway, they didn't show Tracy do it, but she did. So he goes, no, but I'm just saying that, there could be an innocent woman right now being in jail for something she did not do, for something you could have done. Now, of course, yeah, Felicia and Lulu are looking at, not Felicia, Lucy and Lulu are looking at each other. But they were there when Michael said, I did not frame her. But Dante just had to be saying that. And he was saying it loud in the kitchen. They were talking quieter outside than when Dante walked back into the kitchen. And I said, see, this is ridiculous. And this is why I've never really liked Dante's self-righteous character. Never. You know, unbelievable. So now, we got Lulu. Now let's see what Lulu write against Carly's son. And I'm surprised Carly has not hit her up for that other piece that she wrote on Michael. Okay? So we have, let's see, Martin, you saw him tell Willow, look, I have to go. he had bumped into Lulu outside. And he goes, "You leaving so soon?" And she goes, "No, I was just here because the reporter for whatever magazine was running late. So I was here to cover, you know, part of the story." She goes, "But they've arrived. So I'm not needed here. And I have a tea party to go to." He goes, "Ooh, a tea party, right?" And she goes, "Yeah, Brooklyn is throwing a tea party for Ronnie, who's Monica's sister." And he goes, "Monica has a sister? Oh, come on, Martin. Monica has a sister?" He goes, "Yeah. And she inherited the house. And they want to, Brooklyn is introducing her to people." So he goes, "Oh," that's when he runs into Willow. "Willow, I'm sorry, I have to go." Like, you know what? Peace out. They already said bail is denied because you heard Molly say her mama can get her out of Dodge. So she goes, "But you can't." He goes, "Up, gotta go." He comes following Lulu to the Quartermains. And he comes in the door like right behind her. And she goes, "What are you doing here, Martin?" He goes, "You left your phone. I was following you to get you your phone back." She goes, "What?" So she looks in her purse. She goes, "No, I have my phone. So that's not mine." He goes, because he goes, "You dropped it at the courthouse." She goes, "No." She goes, "Now look, if I really had dropped my phone, you'd be saving my life right now. But you need to probably get that phone back because whoever it belongs to, they're probably looking for it." And he goes, "Yeah, yeah, you're right." So he's in the parlor area, and Stella sees her and Lulu, him and Lulu says, "Lulu, Martin, you better get in here. Come on in here and meet, Ronnie and blah, blah, blah." So Martin's like, "Well, okay, that's what he wanted." Martin knew doggone well that phone was his phone. That was his phone he had. So he goes in and he meets Martin. Now, Martin meets Ronnie. How do you feel, Comic Corner? Do you feel like Ronnie knew Martin? Do you feel that way? I don't know. I had mixed feelings on it. Except she had a strange look as Martin was walking away. She kind of had a strange look because let's be real. Maybe that strange look was, "Oh, that's what he looks like." Because Martin is the one who told her about Monica's the memorial arrangements, funeral arrangements, definitely. And I know he didn't use no alias, but maybe they had never met face to face, right? That's going to be, I can't wait to see how that's going to develop. So Ronnie, the whatever alcohol is creeping on in her. She's starting to get a little loud and hey, and they're kind of like, "Is she okay?" So Olivia says, "Ronnie, I think this day has been a little overwhelming. Would you like to go on upstairs and lay down?" Because she took the spoon and was banging on the side of Lila's tea. Everybody, bing, bing, bang, bang, bang. And BLQ was kind of like, "Whoa." And Tracy's like, she came in, "No, don't, hit my mother's teapot like that." She goes, "Why not?" She says, "Everybody needs to loosen up around here." She goes, "Everybody, this is my house. You could kick your shoes off. You could take off whatever you want. And we could just let loose and relax, right?" So she lays down, well, plops down on the couch. She kicks her shoes off and puts her feet up on the coffee table. And Tracy was like, "What?" But Ronnie had told her off good when Tracy was telling her, you something about, no class, whatever Tracy was sniping at her about. And she goes, "You know what your problem is? You are sex deprived. You need to go out and find you some debauched man and just have at it." And everybody's like, and Tracy is looking at her. She goes, "Because then you wouldn't act like this." That was so funny. But Ronnie's kind of like, "Oh, okay, I'm relaxed now. She gonna realize she had been, what do they call it, Mickeyed or what? No, not Mickey. Mickey, I think is a drug. What happens when they sneak alcohol in on you? What's the word for that? Tell me in comment corner. But she had been unknowingly drinking alcohol. So we're gonna see what else happens there. Now let's see. Um, I think that's it. Oh no, we got Carly. Carly was letting Jack believe she hadn't gotten over the fact that he didn't tell her that Vaughn was a WSB agent and Jocelyn was in trouble. I mean, was in danger. And he's like, I assure you, she was not in any danger, Carly. I thought we settled this. So Carly made him work for it a little bit more. And then she finally says, okay, but she still is going to take her some time to truly let it go. But he's like, well, we're good, right? She goes, yeah, we're good. We're good. So he leaves. And after he closed that door, she was like this was the hardest thing I had to do was act like I'm still into this man, right? That was just so against Carly's personality, okay? So then she calls Spinelli and she tells Spinelli she needs an alternate ID, alternate identity. She says, and I need the passport. I need all the papers. I need there to be that the digital trail cannot connect to her, but it has to be able to stand up through scrutiny, right? She needs an alias. And she goes, and please don't ask me what for. And she made him promise he wouldn't tell Jason. So of course he agreed to do it. And she knows she couldn't go to Brick because Brick would tell Sonny and Jason. And she knows that. So let's see what hair-brained scheme. And it's going to be a hair-brained scheme, everybody. It's going to be one of those schemes that Lucy would come up with when I Love Lucy, and it's just gonna blow up. It's not gonna go right. And she's gonna stand there and say, well, I was trying to, I didn't mean, oh, come on, Carly. None of her schemes ever work. And this is gonna be a disaster to me. I hope she's not trying to protect. I don't know what I'm not even gonna guess what Carly is trying to do. I have no idea what she's trying to do. So anyway, let's see. Let me do 5 minutes of comment corner. I am going to, and you know what, y'all, don't forget the voice line. They've got some more that came in. I'm going to have to make a video of those. I'll probably get 2 videos out tomorrow. Let's go to comment corner. Okay. Now, we have a lot of people were responding to Black Purple Turquoise. This is from the bottom, and I'm not going to read the whole thing. It says, so here goes this trick Willow again today. Today's episode on her usual one-track spiel about Michael and Drew shooting. Willow, we have to do more than just prove I'm innocent. And then Martin says, the magic word we're looking for is not guilty, Your Honor. And bail will be granted at, guess what? That sure didn't happen today, right, everybody? We already know Slew would pay whatever it is. I guess that meant Drew. Oh, yeah, because the D is next to the S. Drew would pay whatever it is. And Willow says, no, Martin, we have to shift the blame to the person who really tried to kill Drew. And that person is Michael. And, and Martin is like, that's not how arraignments work. You either plead guilty or not guilty. Arraignments are to see if bail can be set, right? So, but another paragraph, Black Purple Turquoise says she's so set on framing Michael and trying to take Wiley and Amelia's father away from them. It's already costing Michael's Daisy's deliberately, yeah, she cost him Daisy, that she doesn't care what the fallout would be. It's sad and downright despicable and pathetic on her end, but as usual, I expect nothing more from her. Lastly, even though I don't believe she is guilty, I don't believe he is guilty of framing Willow or shooting Drew. Michael shouldn't have talked so much to Brooklyn today about the kids in Willow. No, he shouldn't have. And on today's episode, he should have never. Dante, Dante needs to be removed from that stupid case too. Latrice says my thoughts exactly. I agree with you. I wish Michael had not gone so much into detail with Brooklyn and gave her so much info. I really hope that she doesn't tell Chase everything Michael told her. I just can't with Chase anymore. He's a lost cause at this point. Forgot to push timer. At this point, when it comes to Willow. And then Black Purple Turquoise such as Latrice. Willow's a lost cause herself. So you know what? It works out sadly, yes, perfectly. As much as I hate saying this, Brooklyn needs to go on ahead and file for divorce from Chase. He's appalling and absolutely sickening, regressing where she's concerned. How quick he forgot. She literally chose to screw him over and cheat on him with Michael and throw him away like he was nothing, all because of an instant family with Michael. Was already, he was offering her. Yep, that is so true. And then Sewing Room says Drew can claim the Pope shot him without evidence that ties him to it. It's just speculation. And Chase had the nerve to twist and turn things in his mind to help Willow. Yes, he did. I hope Chase does something stupid and gets fired. He is unhinged. Yeah, that is so true. And this Black Purple Turquoise says to Sewing Room, yep, they all are. Chase, Drew, Willow, Nina. But if Anna and the rest of the PCPD dweebs believe his word over Michael's or anyone else's detective slow withstanding, then in the end, they'll all get what they deserve. I can't picture them taking his word of all people, congressmen or not. However, with these writers, who knows? I know. Ugh, I can't believe, though, it's so painful to talk about. I just can't believe how they could twist and turn that. I mean, we don't know what's going to happen, right? We honestly don't know. I'm going to skip up to another comment because I'm already at 3 minutes. We have Queen Scott says, recap lady, as you said, Michael needs to be careful talking to Dante. Yep, wearing a badge or taking it off. He is still a cop. Michael's not a hardened criminal. It's the older, it was the older hands in Michael's life that tried to shield him, Sonny, Carly, Jason, when in reality, a trip to the police station, Michael explained Claudia was about to kidnap his sister, and totally it was self-defense. It was. Everyone else in Port Charles knew she had kidnapped Carly. He went to jail as punishment towards his parents. Chase was used by Nell and now her psycho twin sister Willow. Yep, that is so true. And then Annette says, word on the curb. Says Michael saw the shooter, Willow leaving Drew. So I believe it. So when he found out that Edward's gun was used, he checked and found that Willow crept in and put it back in Edward's study. Then he took it to Elizabeth. Interesting theory, which is what Sorenroom says. The gun was wiped clean. I hope Michael would be have been smarter than that. What? He made sure his fingerprints weren't on it, although he could have just used a glove, you know. and put gloves on and taking it back so her fingerprints. But Willow ain't that stupid. I'm sure she, well, you know what? I ain't saying Willow ain't that stupid. She could be that stupid, right? And Oki says, you are in New York, Brit. Get on the subway, love. Walking is free. I wish I had a man willing to buy me a car. You can't have it both ways. Asking for special favors while being distant. Nah, this is unrealistic, babe. And then Sorum says, upstate New Yorkers might like to drive. Yeah, that's true. All right, everybody, that's it for Comment Corner. Comment Corner. I will be back tomorrow with another daily recap of General Hospital.